Today, another Adventurer 5M showed up, and in this video, I'm going to take you through the entire process. So from unboxing it on my wife's kitchen table, which I'm not supposed to do.
You don't stop it, you're going to get your ass in trouble.
All the way to flashing the Forge X firmware and getting it installed in my rack. All right, let's get to it. And some items have arrived. All right, so Sunlu, I guess when everyone stops buying bamboo filament because bamboo jacked the price up, well, Sunlu sold out. So it's been really tough, especially those 4-packs, which you're getting for like $10 a roll at that point. Sold out pretty quick. And the only thing they have right now, or had, was these 2-packs. So I went ahead and ordered one of those to tide me over, and then they sold out of those. So, but let's do first things first. Ceramic mic. I finally got a mic because I feel like the audio has been a struggle. So let's get that in place. Let's see what that sounds like. All right, so I don't know a single thing about this mic. I literally took it out, plugged the receiver into my phone, and then put the mic on my shirt. Can we see it? Right there. Okay, so I can't show it to you. Whatever. So let's see. Let's see if it sounds any better. Honestly, I don't even know. I see the meter moving, but I guess that doesn't actually guarantee that it's recording the microphone's audio. I know nothing. I know nothing. So anyway, this is the Ceramic, and you can see this is the size of the mics. They're little tiny guys, little tiny fellows with the magnets. And then obviously the receiver is plugged in to my phone currently, so that's controlling the audio. I don't think there's any noise reduction on, so you should be able to hear random stuff. And I'm going to read the manual, but I figured, hey, new thing, let's jump in right now. Let's take a look. And I know it's got a bunch of, it's got some dead cats, it's got all the other stuff, but I haven't got into that. So we did get the filament. And then again, another FlashForge printer showed up, but this one, slight problem. The whole side of the box is caved in. Now, I'm pretty sure, knowing the FlashForge, I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be a problem. I don't think that there's anything in this area that's going to be a huge issue. You know, frames up here, but we'll know when we unpack it. I guess that's what we're going to do next. We're going to unpack it, and then we're going to find out, was it damaged in shipping? All right. I think noise reduction is on now, and I don't hear. Same chair. I looked like you were picking it up, so I don't know. Like I said, I'll get in the manual in a little bit. Let's see if our FlashForge unit was damaged. I hope it wasn't. I really hope it wasn't. We're going to do this because I can do it in the kitchen because my wife's not here. The kitchen is the sacred area for the wife, right? You don't do nothing in the kitchen except for cook or eat. And you can talk. You can definitely talk. But you cannot do anything nerd related. No computer stuff, no. Sometimes I sit at the table and I'm allowed to watch YouTube videos about computer stuff, but you know, you're just not allowed to do computer stuff. All right. We got our manuals, and I'm going to go ahead through and I'm going to show you how I set this thing up too. Just because I think I got the program down to like the super shortcut, and I think it'll make your life easier. Of course, if I don't have the program down and it's actually not smoother, you'll know that too, because, well, I don't hide nothing. I show you all the process. That's for sure. Okay, so what was smashed in? It looks like it was the front. Man, I'm telling you, I think we got lucky. Pull this off. Yep, it was the front. Man, I think we got, I mean, it literally hit right here in this hole. I think we got lucky. Oh no, it was the side. It was the side. Okay. Z-axis screws are safe. I don't. Crossbar's good. Everything's good there. I don't see any immediate damage in the front. Clean this little fella up. All right. Well, to be completely honest, I don't see much in the way of damage, so I think maybe we got lucky. Maybe we're good. Maybe we are good. So I've got to do a couple things. First thing I've got to do is get the screen released and then get it up here. And then we can start pulling. I think I can pull this part of the packaging. Is it this part? No, it's this part. You can pull the back side of the packaging out and then move the print head back. And then that should allow you to pull the rest of this out, but make sure you get your stuff out. So you got your cord, 6-foot cord, 6 foot. Very nice. All your tools and extra bits, some filament. Like, give me, come on guys. I understand, it was $269. I get it. I get $279, I get it. Unfortunately, my 0.6 nozzle did not get delivered today. It was supposed to be delivered today, but for some reason, it did not get delivered today. So, let's transition this into the man room, the man cave, the 3D print area, and then we'll finish setting this thing up. All right, now one advantage, I guess, of that microphone is as I move around the space, it doesn't, you know, the sound doesn't get weird because I'm farther away or closer or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. It says noise reduction is on, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't think, if it is on, it's set to some very, very low level. So they do include some tools. They include some cutters, some grease, some Allen wrenches, a Phillips, and some glue. Now, I've been not using those. Here's my Harbor Freight micro tool kit thing. Harbor Freight. It was super cheap and very, very nice. So that's what we're going to be using instead because it's just easier. So really, now that we've got the unit unpacked, we only have to do a couple of things. So we do have to release the screen up here. And you're going to need bigger than that, Roger. There we go. So let's go up here. We're going to release the screen and then we'll get it in place. And I think I'm going to release the screen from the bracket first. I don't know which one's the better to do first, to be honest with you. Because there's a ribbon cable right here and I always have these concerns. Like, I really don't want the camera hanging off the ribbon cable. But, did I say the camera? I meant the screen. Hanging off of the ribbon cable, but at the same time, I should be able to get it in place before I even take the bracket off. So, I know, you're probably like, you're way overthinking this, dude. Hi, welcome to 10 Mile Creations. That's exactly what I do. Overthink everything. Ah, yes. The satisfying sound of plastic releasing from a screen. I did it to my wife's microwave. Oh my God, she about lost her mind. I didn't realize that we wanted to, you know, eternally keep the microwave covered in plastic. I didn't realize, you know. So when I took the plastic off of the microwave, I got in trouble. Now there's four. There's 4 Allens that are holding the bed in place, and you'll want to release those. So there's one here, and there's one over here. And there is 2 in the back, 1 on each side of the plate. We'll want to get those released. Helps to have a magnetic tool right here, because getting these out, I don't know, mine's not magnetic. I thought it was. Yeah, it's magnetic. It still didn't help that much though. I still had to reach down there and get it loose. All right, so okay, note to self. Note to self, don't get magnetic microphone too close to magnetic 3D printer. Yeah. Hey, you know what? This has some covers right here. My other one doesn't. These are just open holes on my other one. That's interesting. Alright, so in the top here, we're going to plug the PTFE tube into the filament runout sensor. And then I'm going to plug it into the print head. And then we're just going to go homing here. Boop. Alright. And if you own an Adventurer 5M, you understand what I just said. Go homing. Okay. So that's pretty much it. The bed has been released, that I'm aware. Oh my God, I did it again. Okay, sorry guys. I've again stuck the microphone to the printer. Yeah, I've released all the screws, so we're in good shape there. The bed should move, print head's free. Okay, so next step is to just plug it in. And now what I'm going to do, let me adjust the camera here a little bit. What I'm going to do is I don't even think somebody's going to tell me this is probably a bad idea, and it probably is. But learn from my mistakes, because to me, I shouldn't have to go through the whole factory setup. I should be able to just put my flash drive in this bad boy and go straight to installing ForgeX. I can do the calibrations after I do the install of ForgeX, so I don't think I should have to. Now this moment, listen, this moment, you could be right and I could be wrong. And this is why I should do this live, because someone in the live right now might have been going, you can't do that. You can't do that. Well, we're going to find out. So I'm going to plug it in, and then we are going to go ahead and, I wonder, did I have to rejoin the Wi-Fi? You know what? It might be worthy to do the factory setup just to join the Wi-Fi. Yeah, because then it's going to want to do, okay, all right, we'll wait. We'll wait. I think I probably could have got away with it, to be honest, but as you can probably tell, no, I don't have 25 of these. I only have, this is my second one. And the first one, I went through the traditional, like, set it up, load the filament, let it print a cube, all that good jazz. All right, so we should be good to kick it on. First startup, FlashForge 85M, Adventurer 5M. They did include some filament, but I already have from the previous what they gave me. So I'm just going to use that. And you know what? I'm just going to grab one of these empty spools. I don't know if you guys know, but the Sunloos are actually reusable spools also. Why, I don't know though, because they don't sell refills. So, or at least they didn't. They may now. I was actually talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I think he said something about he was able to find white refills. from them. Oh, bruh. You didn't put on the spool holder. Alright. While it's booting up, let's see. English, next. Confirm all packing materials are taken out. The printer needs to calibrate the current environment. Please ensure heat bed is unlocked before starting calibration. And then click next. Okay. We want to jump on the Wi-Fi. Yes, we do. Okay, let me grab my network. And there should be a struggle. Nope, bind account. We're going to do the Skipperooski. And now while it's leveling, I'm going to go ahead and put this spool holder in place. While it's doing its thing, mount up that spool holder on the back. I am looking for a better solution for the spool holder than this. Not a fan of spool holders on the back of the machine, even though it's not that big a deal because I leave my machine turned a little bit sideways, and it's pretty simple to just access the back of the machine with it turned a little. So you'll see when I get them all in place, but it makes it pretty simple. If I had more room, what I would do was I would leave an alleyway behind the machines. That way I could just get behind them and be able to access them. But as it is, that's not the situation. Alright, now a bunch of videos I've seen, people are like, okay, release this and then feed the file. I don't do that. I don't do that. I run the filament up through the filament run out sensor, and I run it clear up. I run it just like I do my A1s. So I'll run it clear up to the head. Then when it says load filament, I just feed it in from the spool, just like I do the A1. The only time you need to pull this off is when you're cutting the filament, because you're unloading it. You literally just pull this up, cut it, put it back on, you're good. When you load the next time, you just load it right up against the old filament, and then it purges it all out. Okay, so where are we at? The extruder, this warm-up, this is the stock warm-up. Alright, so what happens is it runs up to 230 for no good reason. It does a little dance on the back where it extrudes some of the filament. And then it cools down to 120. And then it comes up here. And then it'll start doing the leveling process. So that's what you're seeing right now. And you're probably hearing every bit of this because, like I said, the noise reduction is on, but not really. Ceramonic also came with a little bag. Woo, fancy. And in there, a couple dead cats and an audio cable. Yeah, a couple different kind of style audio and a USB to USB-C. And look, I think this is a manual. All right, so this is noise reduction strong. All right, I think it's noise reduction. I'm a little bit old and my vision's a little bit blurry, so I'm not 100% sure. I know this is a more aggressive version of noise reduction, which is actually probably good during this process right here where, fans are running full blast and it's doing the vibration compensation right now. So maybe not a bad thing. Hopefully you guys can comment down below. When I initially turned on noise reduction, you guys jump in the comments, let me know if you noticed anything different. And then now that I have like the stronger version of noise reduction on, kind of give me an idea if if it's working now. So, because literally right now, this thing is ripping. It's got the hot end fan on blast at the moment. Let me see if I can turn noise reduction off. Oh, it may be off. I don't even know. Okay, I think this is noise reduction off. Am I right? Yes. So this is noise reduction off. So same spot as I was a few seconds ago. And this is noise reduction on. So see if you guys notice any difference. I would hope so. I would hope so. So right now we are, I'm sorry about this, it's going to be a long video. If you're like a squirrel and you get bored and leave real quick, I understand. But I haven't done one of these for a while. I've been trying to keep everything brief and precise and try to keep everybody's attention. And I'm like, sometimes it's not fair to people that want, you know, they really want to see the whole breakdown. Like, what's it take to set this thing up? Now, as soon as it's done with this part, it's going to want to do a print. It's going to print out like a little cube or something. And I'm going to show you the whole thing. So we're 20 minutes in. And that includes the unboxing and the ranting and the the unload, you know, the microphone, the whole 9 yards. So I think that's pretty good. We could probably have this printer set up in like, what, probably 10, 15 minutes? It seems to do it pretty fast. We only got a minute left for the calibration. So the vibration compensation is almost done. It's finally almost done. Jeez. Well, it says complete. Oh, because it is complete. All right, you guys can't really see the screen too well because of the reflection, and I apologize. But believe me, it just says it is done. So next, it's probably going to want me to load some filament so we can do its initial print. And then, yep, that's what we're going to do. And right now it's set to PLA, but you would hit this menu and it's going to bring up, let me see if you can actually even see that. Yeah, you can see the menu. So you'll choose PLA, PETG, whatever, and then you hit load. Now at this point, because it's PLA, it's heating up the nozzle to 220. And then when it hits that target, you'll hear the extruder start moving. And at that point, you should be feeding filament into it. All right, we're at 201, 205, 208, 211. So time to feed some filament soon. We'll hear it. Actually, you'll see it start to purge. The old filament, they test it with some other color. So it'll start purging out that the old filament. And then I feel it. Yep, it's pulling on it now. So there we go. And we should start seeing that the old filaments coming out. And this is a purge. You know, when coming from Bamboo World, and I was like, it doesn't have a cutter and it doesn't shoot poop everywhere. And like, oh my God, this dumping filament out on the bed is crazy. It's actually more, I don't know, it's kind of more convenient actually. I know it seems crazy, but so there we go. And now what I'm going to do, I just give it a couple seconds to kind of, and then I just reach up at the nozzle and pop it off. Then you're good. It wants to print a cube, and that's what we're going to let it do. So here's our purge. And I changed the purge. I don't really like this one for no other reason than I just don't like it. And there we go. So we're going to start printing our first print. This is your first ever print on a FlashForge, unless you already own one. As you can see, these little printers get down. I mean, this is what the point now. Everything slows down when you put a 0.6 nozzle in it. It's not nearly as aggressive. But when you have a 0.4 nozzle in it, I mean, these little things boogie. I have to be thinking about what I'm going to name this video. Maybe unboxing to implementation or something like that. Or like, I bought another printer and guess what it is? It's the same shit I bought last video. I don't know. Something. I would tell you to give me a title in the comments, but obviously this video will already be up by the time that happens. So, but that's like right now I'm shooting video. I'll be doing B-roll stuff, and you know, usually I try to get some kind of title or an idea of a title before I even start shooting the video. That way I can kind of keep myself on track. But in this video, I was just like, new stuff, toys. Let's just record and we'll figure it out later. And just so you guys know, I've stuck to the original plan. There's no deviation from the original plan. If I'm buying new hardware, it's because the company has generated the money to do so. I told you guys, other than the fact that I brought an X1 Carbon to this little business idea, and since then, I've not come out of pocket for anything else. The company has to pay for everything. I think I did the initial round of filament and boxes, but after that, it's covered everything. So the company bought the A1, the company bought the first Adventurer 5M, the company bought this 5M, and whatever I get in the huge bed range, something, I'm eyeballing something in the huge bed range, it'll pay for that too. I may buy a table. You know, I told you guys that I was wanting to build my own workbench. But as stubborn as I am about, hey, I'm going to build my own workbench, I am coming to a realization that I just don't have time for that. Are you done? All right, we're all done. Let's pull this little print off. Boom. Okay, I don't know if you... Let's see if the camera's going to play ball with us here. Okay, first layer. This is the bottom. Looking good. There's the sides. And here is the top. Looks pretty decent. Can't complain. Can't complain. All right, so now that we've done that straight out of the box, now if you hit continue, just so you know, with a FlashForge, if you hit continue, it just prints it again. Printing complete. Click OK. Alright, so I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to install said USB drive, and then I'm going to turn it back on. Now this will start the Forge X installation, and you can kind of see the screen. I can see there, you can see it a little bit. And the Forge X installation isn't super long. And I won't have to do anything now. Some of the stuff that you have to do configuration in the slicer wise, I won't have to do because it's already done for my other one. So there was probably, if I didn't already give you, which I gave you a link in the first video, I'll link that video somewhere in here in the comments or something. And where I set up my first FlashForge. But I'll also give you a link to Zero, and he was the one that kind of introduced me to this firmware and his install video. And I'm telling you, I absolutely loved it. The bed mesh was so much better. Plus it opens up Clipper so you can get into fluid on the device tab. No brainer, super easy. And if you have more than one, even your device configurations in Orca, I should just be able to duplicate it, change the IP address to the new machine, and then boom, everything just works. So I don't know how long this process takes. Installing audio module, installing some stuff. It's installing some stuff. All right, so after it's done, maybe I'll kind of fast forward ahead a little bit in some of these sections just so you don't have to wait forever. But I was thinking it didn't take long. Actually, it's actually done. That was it. Boom. That quick. All right, Forge X installed. Reboot the printer. Huh. All right, so we're going to shut off the printer. I'm going to remove the USB drive, and then we should boot right into Forge X. Now the good thing is after Forge X loads, it doesn't look any different than the regular interface. It just changed a few things here and there, gives you fluid access on the device tab, and it does change some stuff that just makes your life easier, for sure, over the standard FlashForge. But we've got to make some configuration. Oh. All right. It does have a bunch of different MIDI files in there. I remember seeing those. I was digging through the file system. And I found a bunch of MIDI files, and there was like a bunch of different ones. I guess you could assign the printer to play all these different MIDI files when certain actions happen, which I think is a normal Clipper thing. Okay, so what do we need to do? We're going to go to the gear, and I'm trying to remember. Wi-Fi, I do need to check and see what my IP address is. And let me see here. I'm on this one. So this one's 515. The other one's 512. So that's cool. And then in network mode down here, we're going to click on network mode. And we're going to choose LAN only. And that puts us in good shape for that. And now we are in LAN mode, and we know our IP address. So now we just have to go to Orca and get it set up. Other than that, she's ready to rock. Okay, this should be interesting. Try to sync everything up here. Now, in the system already, you can see I have 2 Adventurer 5M setups right here. And these are for my pre-existing Adventurer 5M. I'm going to see if I can. Let's do this. Let's take the point. Well, I only have a 0.4 right now, so we'll do the 0.4. Okay, I think I'm going to be able to get away with just doing this. I think. Don't quote me on it. But this one was 12. The new ones are 15. So I'm just going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try this. So I'm going to say 15, and I'm going to call this 2. And then I could be full of crap, but I think this is going to work. Yeah, TMC2. Let me go to device. This is Clipper. And how would I know? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to home all the accesses, and it moved. Perfect. So that was easy. All I had to do was go in. So if I go to prepare, that was on the 0.4 nozzle. So if I go to 0.6, do the same thing. Instead of 12, just change it to 15. And make sure I'm in the right spot. Yep, 15. And we'll call that 2. And we'll hit save. So this is the 0.6 nozzle version, and this is the 0.4 nozzle version. 0.2, if we go to device, we can see Clipper is up and running, and we got the console, and G28 was the homing, and it worked. So we're good. We are absolutely good. We're absolutely good. Did I have anything in... Hold on, let me see something here. Let's switch to the original. We're going to go to device, and you can see these are jobs that I printed before. But what I want to see, if I have anything in user CFG right now. I think I do. Oh yeah, I do have that purge code. The purge I prefer. So I'm going to copy that. And then we're going to go back to prepare. And I'm going to go to TMC2. And go to device. And then go into mod data. And where's user CFG? Did I go to the wrong spot? No, mod data. Where's user CFG at? Oh, it's right down here. And then we will just paste that code in there. And then we'll hit save. Close that. Go back to the console. Reboot. And now they both have the exact... That's a great thing. After you have it set up for one, it's just copy and paste, and you're cloning that. Every modification you made that you liked, you just clone it over to the new one, and you're good to go. All right, so now that I've got it in place, obviously I need to go ahead and rerun the calibrations on it because it leveled and vibration compensationed over there on the table, which isn't the condition that's in currently. So I'll have to run through all that again, but that's it, folks. That's all it takes to set up a FlashForge 85M. And it's currently rebooting. Booting. But that's it, guys. If you have any questions at all, jump in the comments and let me know. But that's it. You know, nice and easy. I don't know if you heard that music, but that means it's alive. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Long video. Apologize for the long video, but I figured you'd want to see how this works. And it gives me a chance to use the new microphone. And, yeah. So here we'll leave you with a little bit of footage of the two Adventurer 5Ms on the workbench or on the rack. All right. Any questions at all, hit the comments. Let me know. Again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, tap the little bell, and leave a comment, a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Somebody left me a thank you the other day, dude. Someone gave me money. That was wild. I appreciate that. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Later.